is thousands and David is 10,000s. And Saul was very wroth. He got angry. He the king. You look at that. They said I only killed thousands. And David killed 10,000s. And Saul was very wroth. And the saying displeased him. And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000s. To me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom? So what do you have more but the kingdom? Ruling over Israel. And Saul eyed David from that day and forward. Envied him. Envied him. Verse 29. And Saul was yet the more afraid of David, and Saul became David's enemy continually. First Samuel 20. 20th chapter. Verse 30 and 31 says, Then Saul's anger was kindled against Jonathan, and he said unto him, Thou son of the perverse, rebellious woman, you son of the perverse, rebellious woman, do not I know that thou hast chosen the son of Jesse to thine own confusion? Or do not I know that you have chose David, the son of Jesse, over me, and unto the confusion of thy mother's nakedness? For as long as the son of Jesse liveth upon the ground, thou shalt not be established, nor the kingdom. So as long as David is living, you're not going to be established. Because, you know, Jonathan would have been the king after Saul. He said, as long as David's living, you're not going to be established. You're not going to be the king. Because it's going to go to David. For as long as the son of Jesse liveth upon the ground, thou shalt not be established, nor thy kingdom. Wherefore now send and fetch him unto me, for he shall surely die. Envy him. Jonathan answered Saul his father, and said unto him, Wherefore shall he be slain? What has he done? Why are you going to kill him? What has he done? And Saul cast a javelin at him to smite him, whereby Jonathan knew that it was a determined of his father to slay David. So Jonathan arose from the table in fierce anger, and did eat no meat the second day of the month. But he was grieved for David, because his father had done him shame. Envy. Look at, go to Esther, 5th chapter, concerning Haman, Edomite, hating on us, the Israelites. Hate us. Esther, the 5th chapter. Esther 5 and 9. That's the 5th chapter, the 9th verse. Then went Haman forth from that day joyful and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai. He envied Mordecai. He had indignation, hatred against Mordecai because he ain't stand up. He didn't move. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king that raised this Edomite up. Haman said, moreover, yeah, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared but myself. See, I'm the only one with the king. And Esther made this special banquet for the king and I. We were the only ones that was there, nobody else. He don't know what Esther was up to. And tomorrow am I invited into her also with the king. Say tomorrow, she invited me and the king to come back again. Yet all this availed me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. See, this don't mean anything, as long as I see Mordecai sitting at the king's gate. Mordecai was Esther's uncle that raised her. But you see how he had this envy against Mordecai because he wanted to be somebody. Haman, this Edomite. And we don't bow down to nobody but the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Period. So look at Daniel's book of Daniel's. We look at that instances of envy within our story. The book of Daniel, the 6th chapter. Start at verse 1. Daniel 6. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom in 120 provinces, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. So Daniel was exalted. Persia meet empire. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes, because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Hear that? Daniel had a righteous spirit in him, and the king thought to set Daniel over the whole realm. Then the presidents and the princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom. Envy and Daniel, presidents and the princes, sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom. They could find none occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. So, I was vexing. There was envying. They looking for something they're going to get on him. We got to get something on him. Then said these men, as they envied Daniel, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his power. They thinking about it, man. Because, I mean, you see that, but don't get it twisted, because they said, we're not going to find no occasion against Daniel unless we find it how? Against him doing something wrong or sinning, breaking the laws of the Most High. Now go to Ezekiel 39:23. Then you know what they're saying is real, because they said it. Now let's see what this says. Ezekiel 39:23. And the heathen shall know. That's these other nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel, like they are presidents and princes. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, for our wickedness, because they transgressed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. Hear that? The heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, for sinning against the Most High, breaking his laws, as they said, because they transgressed against me, and broke the Most High's law. Therefore I hid my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. So the heathen know this. That's why they said. Daniel 6 and 5. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his power. Then these presidents and princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, counselors, the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask the petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Hear that? Plot. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it be not changed, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which altereth not. So that's what they did. And Daniel not going to bow down to no idol. So, verse 13, once they set up this idol, they came to the king and said, then answered they and said before the king, that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, Jacob's fourthborn son, so-called Negro today, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. He praying 3 times a day to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Then the king, when he heard these words, was so displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. He's trying to find a way to, not throw Daniel into the lion's den. And these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king establishes may be changed. And the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy power, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. So they put him in the lion's den. But the lions didn't do nothing to Daniel. Verse 22. My power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, have sent his angel and have shut the lion's mouth. That angel was the son of the Most High, H.O.I, as an angel, and have shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. Then was the king exceeding glad for him. He commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his power. The king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast him into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives. And the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces. Wherever they came at the bottom of the den, broke them up to pieces. Then the king Darius wrote unto all people, nations, and languages. He had 120 provinces that dwell in all the earth. Peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men tremble and fear before the Most High power of Daniel. Hear that? That's why these nations, they're going to have opportunity, the remnant, make it into the kingdom. He said, I'll make a decree this from the king, that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the Most High power of Daniel. For he is the living power and steadfast forever. And his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven. Hear this, Yasharala? The Most High deliver and rescue. The other nations know this. How come we don't know this? He delivered and rescued, because we don't believe in him enough. And he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. Well, Yah, that's the power of the Most High. Look at Psalms 112. Psalms 112 and 10. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. When they see what? Verse 9. He hath dispersed, he hath given to the poor, his righteousness endureth forever, his horn, his power shall be exalted with honor. The wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. That's why you better try and be righteous. Be on the side of the Most High. Look at Isaiah 26. Isaiah 26 and 11. Most High, when thy hand is lifted up, they will not see, but they shall see, and be ashamed for their envy at the people. Most High, when thy hand is lifted up, Most High lift up his hand, they will not see, but they shall see, and be ashamed for their envy at the people. Yeah, the fire of thine enemies shall devour them. Most High, thou would ordain peace for us. You will ordain peace for us. Thou also hast wrought all our works in us. Look at Matthew 27 and Matthew the 27th chapter. You know, these high priests during the time that the Mashiach H.O.I came to this earth in the flesh. Matthew the 27th chapter. Look at Matthew 27, we'll start at verse 15. Now at that feast, the governor was wrought to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. Feast of unleavened bread, Passover before. He would release a prisoner every year, whoever they chose. We the Israelites. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas or H.O.I, which is called Mashiach? So who do you want me to release to you? Barabbas or H.O.I, who's called Mashiach? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. They delivered Mashiach H.O.I up because they envied him. This is the story, Mark 15. look at Mark 15 and 6. Now at that feast, as I said, the feast of Passover, the feast of unleavened bread, he released unto them one prisoner whomsoever they desired. And there was one man, there was one named Barabbas, not Barnabas, but Barabbas, was laid bound with them that had made insurrection with him, who had committed murder in the insurrection. So Barnabas was a thief and a murderer. Barabbas, was a thief and a murderer. And the multitude crying aloud began to desire him to do as he had ever done unto them. The multitude crying aloud began to desire him to do as he had ever done unto them. But Pilate answered them, saying, Will ye that I release unto you the king of the Jews? Talk about H.O.I. Well, he knew that the chief priests had delivered him for envy. But the chief priests moved the people that he should rather release Barabbas unto them. And Pilate answered and said again unto them, What will ye then that I shall do unto him whom ye call the king of the Jews? And they cried out again, Crucify him. And Pilate said unto them, Why? What evil has he done? They cried out the more exceedingly, Crucify him. So they envied him. They envied him, H.O.I. St. John 11. There was always, one to kill him. St. John 11, 47. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council, and said, What do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him. They envy him. And the Romans, so-called Italian Caucasians, superpower of the earth, the same ones that put him H.O.I. to death, so-called white man, shall come and take away both our place and nation. And they did. By the time of 70 AD, what the Romans did. Raided our temples, got riches of them. But they envied him, H.O.I. for all the miracles that he done. How many? Let's find out. Go to St. John 21 and 25. And there are also many other things. St. John 21, 25. And there are also many other things which H.O.I. did, the which, if they should be written, every one, I suppose that even the world itself could not contain the books that should be written. All the miracles that he done through his life. Let's go into Paul now. Envy. So we still dealing with people and different people envying. Look at Acts 13. Let's look at verse Acts 13, and we're going to look at verse 43. Now when the congregation was broken up, many of the Jews and religious proselytes followed Paul and Barnabas, who, speaking to them, persuaded them to continue in the grace of the Most High. So many of the congregation started following Paul and Barnabas. And the next Sabbath day came almost the whole city together to hear the word of the Most High. Next Sabbath day. But when the Jews saw the multitudes, it's envy. They were filled with envy, see? When they seen all the people coming together, they were filled with envy and spake against those things which were spoken by Paul, contradicting and blaspheming. You know? They spoke against the things Paul was saying. He was rolling with the Spirit of the Most High. They spoke against it because they wanted that power. Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been spoken to you, because they were, you know, the ones that the Most High, by H.O.I, was dealing with initially, not necessarily by H.O.I, they was against H.O.I. But seeing he put it from you and judge yourself unworthy of the everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles, which are the Israelites that were in darkness, ignorance, not knowing. H.O.I came, not knowing all the knowledge and understanding that Paul was receiving from being converted, from killing those that was calling on by H.O.I to nothing but living and applying a Mashiach Yahushai by H.O.I Mashiach Yahushai, and able to know the Savior in his life everywhere he went. That's why Mashiach Yahushai said, you're going to suffer for my name. So it's not talking about the other nations, because you go to Romans 9:13 just to show you. Romans 9:13, as it is written. Where's it written? As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. So you don't love everybody, you still only love Jacob. I challenge you, show me where the Most High say he loved Esau. Well, he tell you here, you know, he hated Esau. Ishmael, Ammon, Moab, Elam, Ammite. Where? Where's it in the Bible? It's not there. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Say, what shall we say then? So what you got to say now? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? Most High forbid. But we said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. See, I'm going to have compassion on whom I will have compassion. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High that showeth mercy. He said he's going to show his mercy unto Jacob in Isaiah 14:1. You won't find this nowhere else. Isaiah 14:1. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers, these other nations, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, these strangers, these other nations, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Most High for servants, men servants, and handmaids, women slaves, women servants. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. They shall rule over their oppressors. It's in the kingdom. And it shall come to pass, when this is happening, in the day that the Most High shall give thee rest, when this happens, from that sorrow, from that fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Mercy is only going to be given, it is only always have been given to the Israelites. Show me where the Most High say he got mercy. Show me scriptures, breakdowns, whatever you want to do. However you want to do it. And you can show me where the Most High have mercy on anyone besides Jacob, the Israelites. You're not going to find it. Look at proving this further. Genesis 3:9. Not Genesis, but Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. Salah. Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. Understand the laws that come after the Most High, which is the truth. And such as be faithful in love, keeping the commandments, shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints. Okay? Grace and mercy is to his saints. Like you see the beginning of these books in the New Testament, to the saints that are in Ephesus, to the saints that are in Philippi, and so forth. Who are the saints? We have to go over this till you understand it. complete, without a shadow of a doubt. And you know how to prove who the saints are. So like proving who the saints are, Psalms 148, 14. Select it. Proving who the saints are in Psalms 148 and 14. Who the saints are in Psalms 148 and 14. He also exalted the horn, which is the power, like the ram's horn, the bull's horn, of his people, the praise of all his saints. Who are the saints? Even of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, who are we? A people near unto him. Praise ye the Most High. So here you see it saying in Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. You put your faith, trust is faith in the Most High, shall understand the truth. His laws, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations. And such as be faithful in love that keep his commandments shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints. Okay? Wisdom of Solomon 4:15. This the people saw and understood it not. Neither laid they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints. There it is. And we just define the saints as 12 tribes of Israel. Look at Acts the 17th chapter. Start at 1. Now when they had passed through Abraphilus and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews. And Paul, as his matter was, went in unto them, and 3 Sabbath days reasoned with them out of the scriptures. 3 Sabbath days, Sabbath is 7 days a week. 21, that's the 21st day, was 7 and 7 and 7 is 21. 3 Sabbath days. On those Sabbath days he went and reasoned with them out of the scriptures, opening and alleging that Mashiach must needs have suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Mashiach Yahushai, whom I preach unto you, is Mashiach, or this Yahushai, whom I preached unto you, is Mashiach. Verse 4. And some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks a great multitude, and of the chief women not a few. So devout Greeks is not talking about the so-called white men as the Greeks, or the white people as the Greeks. Let me show you, because let's make this clear. Just go back before Mashiach came on the earth during the Greek Empire. Go to 2 Maccabees. Let's find out. The 6th chapter. Second Maccabees, we'll get back to the point. 2 Maccabees 6 and 6. It says, this during the Greek Empire, it says, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts. Took away the Sabbath days and ancient feast days, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So what did they do? They became Hellenized. They became Hellenized. A Hellenist, in the Zondervan Campe Bible Dictionary, is Jews who made Greek their tongue and with it often adopted Greek ideas and practices. You see? So this is what you're looking at. The Grecians were Greek-speaking Jews, folk of the dispersion from areas predominantly Greek. You see? So that's why you see Greek here, to the Jew and to the Greek, because they were Israelites that made Greek their custom. Long before H.O.I came on the earth. During the Greek Empire, but you had the Greek Empire, then you had the Roman Empire. That's what H.O.I is we read here. We're in the Roman Empire. Not the Greek Empire, but the Roman Empire. So it's saying, and that's why you see in Acts 7 and 4, and some of them believed and consorted with Paul and Silas, and of the devout Greeks. Hear that? Devout means religious, and not religious, but necessarily spiritually endowed with the word of the Most High. Devout Greek, a great multitude, and of the Greek of the chief women, not a few. But the Jews which believe not move with envy. So they move with envy, hating on them. Took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, not the ones of a low degree, and gathered a company, and set all the city on an uproar, and assaulted the house of Jason, and sought to bring them out to the people. When they found them not, they drew Jason and the certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, These that have turned the world upside down are come hither also, whom Jason had received, and these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying that there is another king, one H.O.I. See, that's Israel playing on the pride of those that just believed in the Caesar. There's no other king but Caesar. That's what Israel said. When he said, here's your king, no, then we have no other king but Caesar. As it is today. And they troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things. And when they had taken security of Jason and of the other, they let them go. Let them go. But you see, they envy the Jews, verse 5, but the Jews which believed not moved with envy. Took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, that's the low degree brothers, to come against them. Let's go into the Apocrypha. Go into Tobit, book of Tobit. We want Tobit, the 4th chapter. Envy is a damnable thing, boy. It leads to destruction. It says, Tobit 4 and 16. It says, Give of thy bread to the hungry, and of thy garments to them that are naked. And according to thine abundance, give alms. What as you have, give alms. And let not thine eye be envious when thou give alms. You ain't supposed to be envious when you give alms. You know, I'm giving it in for it. He said, don't be like that. Don't be as such. Don't do that. Ecclesiastes 14 and 3. Ecclesiastes 14 and 3. Riches are not comely for a nigger, and what should an envious man do with money? Say, what is an envious man going to do with money? Look for somebody else to envy. Look, verse 8. The envious man has a wicked eye. See? He said, an envious man has a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despises men. You have a wicked eye. Somebody envying another brother. He turneth away his face and despises men. Despises men. We got to be together. Ecclesiasticus 18 and 18. Ecclesiasticus 18 and 18. Whom, being his firstborn, he nourishes with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, does not forsake him. Salaki, that's wrong. Salaki. I'm working on this new apocalypse. Ecclesiasticus 18 and 18. A fool will upbraid churlishly, and a gift of the envious consumeth the eyes. Yeah? A gift of the envious consumeth the eyes. Ecclesiastes 20:14. The gift of a fool shall do thee no good when thou hast it, neither yet of the envious for his necessity, for he looketh to receive many things for one. He give you something, but he's envious of you. He's looking for many things. For what he don't give you one thing, but he's looking for many things from the one thing that he gave, but he's looking for much more. Ecclesiasticus 37 chapter 11. He was given one thing, but he's looking for a whole lot out of it. You give, you're not supposed to be think about receiving that. You're supposed to just give from what you just get. Look. Go to Ecclesiasticus 37. Verse 10. It says, consult not with one that suspecteth thee, and hide that counsel from such as envy thee. Did it say? It says, consult not with one that suspected thee, and hide that counsel from such as envy thee. Somebody envy you, you don't have to deal with them. Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous. Say a woman, you know she's jealous of this other woman, don't confront her about him. Neither with a coward in matters of war. You don't take no coward to war. Nor with a merchant concerning exchange.